Annie here, should we play a game? We're back on Dino Crisis for the third part, yes. Last time, got into a bit of trouble, and I think we pulled ourselves out of it. I think. So yeah, we'd chosen to side with Gale. That's right, yeah, not Rick, we sided with Gale to go after the Doctor. Yes, let's get back into things. Oh, it does help if you press the right button, doesn't it? Ah yes, I made 2 saves. Okay, yeah. Alrighty then. Ah yes, we're back in the save room. Now we had just recently picked up an item, let's see what we've got. Oh, that's right, we have the fingerprint reader, yes. So we have a device that you can use to... We can use to capture someone's fingerprints. Okay. Right, and there was a room somewhere, if I remember where it was, that had a device in it we could use it to scan fingerprints. Ah, right, it was in the bathroom over here. You could get into a vent. Okay, yes, so we exit through this door. Didn't ask me to save, that's interesting. Normally it asks me to save and leave me for the door. I wonder if it just skips that when you've just loaded the save. Oh, hello. Oh, I remember I came into this room and I'm like, what the hell do I do in here? There's no items. It's just gigantic grill on the floor, you blithering idiot. Okie doke. Now, I made a bit of a mistake in my last session of kind of going a bit too ham with the ammo, and I'm going to have to build it back up. So I'm going to have to go pretty light on ammo, see if I can avoid using lots of it when if I can as much as possible, because if the boss comes up at the moment, I'm pretty much done. We're going to come out this hole here, and then I don't know how we're going to be oriented, but we want to be heading towards the big square room in the top right corner. Okay, yes, there's along here. Oh, hello. Let me see, wasn't it? Use the door! Now, sometimes there was a dino in here. Sometimes there wasn't. Yes, here we go. There was a note here. We got the page number. The registration number. I'm not sure if that registration number is something we can use to re-encode an ID card. So let's go up to this machine here. I'm pretty sure we can put an ID card. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can put an ID card into this machine and rewrite it, and then we would need to go find the fingerprint and load it onto that card reader thing. In theory, you'd think we'd have to scan our own fingerprints and put them on the card rather than going to find, the bodies, but whatever, I guess. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Ah, that's the registration number that was back on the board over there, so that's... Oh, I didn't think I'd be able to back out of that, but yeah, it's just an unusual button to back out of it. So it is... 58104. 58104. Okay. Right, so we now need to go find that guy. And you know what? You know what? So earlier I got that guy's pager number off there, and I set up this phone to auto-dial him, which presumably means his phone will be ringing. He'll have a page on his hip or something, and it'll be ringing wherever we go find him. So I need to go explore the halls and listen out for someone's pager going off. Now, we did see some bodies outside, so it's possible it was one of those guys. Now, usually they come lunging at the corner and you can kind of like undershoot them. Oh, this has not gone to plan. Ah! Oh no, she got turned around. Oh, this isn't good. Reset the room, reset the room. Yeah, normally they come like barreling around the corner, and if you're on the inside of the corner, they basically run past you and you can get behind them, but that didn't happen then. Yeah, when I heard about this game, I was not expecting it to be... Oh my goodness. Despite the fact that dinosaurs are obviously more dangerous than zombies, in the close quarters situation, I was somehow not expecting them to be this, well, dangerous, I guess. Now, there was a body out here because I got a health pack off them. Oh, we can also now shortcut through there if we need to go back to the lower floor, which is nice. Oh.
Rick here. I found Tom.
And?
I was too late. He didn't make it.
You did what you could.
I'm back in the control room right now. I'm going to continue working on the system.
Wait, isn't this a new doorway? What? I don't remember going for this before. Oh, hello. Bye. I think they can jump the fence. I don't remember going through that passageway before. Is that new? Okay, let's see if we can get past, push past the dinosaur. Uh-oh. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Please don't be locked. Oh, thank God. I'm ready for a panic moment. Oh, I took some damage in that. I didn't think the, if you gave the buttons, it's possible I just didn't hammer the buttons hard enough. I didn't think you could take damage from those QTs if you're fast enough. I guess I wasn't. Need my gun back. When you drop your shotgun, it looks like a pistol, right? It's kind of weird. I guess it might just be a short shotgun, but... And we are going to want the... I'm going to guess anesthetic darts probably don't do much against bosses. Just a hunch. Right. And it's just... Oh, okay. I was like, can it swoop near the wall? And the answer is yes. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I thought that was an item, it's just a little light at the... I'm gonna guess it can't swoop... Oh, it can, okay, that doesn't actually make any sense. It would, smack into the wall pretty hard, right? Okay, is there something in here? Don't quite feel like I've got the tools to deal with that right now. Oh, what's this? Do I have any of the other stuff? Okay, we've got lots of incompatible DDK stuff. Oh, hello. All right, we have both the code and the disk for L. Anything else in here? An automatic door? In one of these games? Scarier than the monsters. Now I did run past an item in that corridor though. Oh, wait, is that a map? Let's see what we've got here. We're here and... I don't have a huge amount of point of reference for this. Okay. I do wish it would record which rooms you've been in. Oh no. Okay, now we leg it. Now I was hoping that sticking to the wall would mean that they struggled to get close, but that's not the case, as we've already seen. Ah! Get up! No, don't do that! No! It's a good thing they're showing me in items, because I'm inept as heck at this game. Oh, was that another keycard? This game has a lot of keycards, huh? I don't remember any other game in this kind of lineage having this many damn keycards. That isn't interactive. Ah, some kind of puzzle. These are only a little likely to kill me. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, okay, we're getting quite intricate here, so we've got some quite complex shapes. I'm going to guess that each one of these drops a different set of pipes, and we have to figure out what the kind of correct combination is. Okay. Is there something we're trying to connect those up to on the other wall? Don't know because she won't look at it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so actually you're going to need multiple green probably. Oh, you only get a choice of one green per side. Okay. Yeah, so of course if that one was on the other side, on the other side of the three holes, that would have been fine, but it's not, so okay. I wonder if the colours have any significance beyond indicating which ones you've lowered. Because the green ones generally seem quite useful and they're, they're kind of straight through. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I do remember hearing something about a pipe puzzle being pretty infamous. One of the things is, of course, this is actually quite a complex 3D spatial puzzle, and you're basically having to solve it without any... Oh! Well, that works. Okay, so I can only take one colour from each console. Oh, and they can collide with each other. Damn, this is a puzzle with layers. So somebody might actually have to put down in a specific order. That's kind of cool. Okay, so those two obviously aren't a match. The kind of stop noise when it reaches the bottom kind of sounds like someone stamping on the lower end of a piano. Okay, that one is clearly wrong. And let's see what this one's all about. Oh, because I've already used this one, okay. Let's see what we've got on the red side. I wonder how they get a good seal between the pipes. Okay, that one actually goes quite a way to the side, so if we've got one that matches that, if we've got one that similarly goes off the edge, that's probably how we match those up. Oh. Okay, let's remove that blue one we've currently got there, because I feel like that red one probably goes underneath it. Okay, so we can find something that matches with that. This one? Ah, no, that one does go quite low, but it's not that one. This one like again? Oh yeah, this is the one that goes way out to the sides. It's probably not. I'm going to see what the red and blue options are on this panel as well by raising the green. Okay, so that one matches up quite well. But I would guess the pipes need to match up to the exact same ones, right? That would make sense. Because they haven't given us any kind of indicating marks as to which colour needs to go into which one or anything like that. I can't see any kind of like pictures anywhere saying that they have to go to specific ones. I've already loaded this one, haven't I? Yes. Already used that one as well? Wait, I'm confused. Which one have I lowered? Oh, it was that one. Okay. Yeah, let's see what this one looks like on the blue channel. Okay, that one's pretty spicy looking. We've already used that one for the red, haven't we? Not that one. Look how complex the crane system overhead must be to be able to route all these pipes around one another. Okay, now what? So we need to get those blue ones out of the way first. Then lower the screen one. Then lower this blue one. And presumably one of these green ones would connect up with the final section. We've already used that crane, so it's not that one. That one. Now we need to move that blue one out of the way just so we can lower that. Yeah, so we can lower that green one. That might work, whatever it was we were trying to do. Was that the solution? I think that might have been the solution. Okay, that was a pretty decent puzzle. Whatever it was we were doing, we've done it. There may have been there may have been something a little bit more to that, something that made that, some extra logic to that I simply didn't see, but I didn't have any trouble solving it. Yeah, so there was an elevator back here we were trying to get power to, wasn't there? I mean, it is her fault. She stood around in a cutscene and did nothing. Oh! We made turkey dinosaurs of him, huh? Wait, I might have needed to press that button. Nope. Now this one, I can actually see what they're doing and I can actually plan around it. I'm still going to get eaten though, you know that for sure. Is there going to be one in here with us? Not yet. Okay, let's get back to this elevator back here and see if we can take it down. Oh, okay, we're connected back up to the room we were in the last session where we were on the ground and we're looking for the doctor. Okay. Kirk, I think his name was. Oh, it's this room with all the crates. Ah, so in the event of an emergency, you simply can't use it. Okay, fair enough. Outside it doesn't make any sense, but I mean, the PlayStation 1 survival horror game, very few things make sense in them. Do we have a map for this area? We do, it's not very detailed. Hey, nice. Anything we could combine? Yeah, we can probably mix the intensifier with that to make a better one. Yeah. And then we can probably mix the dart. What's that gonna do? It's gonna make a healing dart. I was kind of hoping to mix the small dart into the large dart and make a slightly larger dart. Oh, what's this? Ah. Oh, we need a control card. We have many cards, but I don't think any of them are control cards. Okay, we're doing some... Oh, we're writing a program, okay. Right, so I guess we want to go left. And we want to hook, and we want to move up. And then we want to release. And then just undo what we did, right? Oh! I guess it wasn't where I thought it was. Open left, and then hook. And then... Oh, we can run it with limited... Okay, we can run it with less of the program, okay. So we can do that. Wait. I was kind of expecting the hook to, you know, go down and grab it, but so it does. Oh, okay. Alright. So I can do this one at a time, so why would I program in multiple? It's not like it resets between runs, is it? Maybe later on there's one that does reset between runs. Just do that. Oh, it does reset between runs. Okay, so up, left, Wait, am I supposed to be interrupting this? Like, I guess we could grab that one in the top left corner instead, so we could go left, up, hook, down, release. Oh, but it only goes across one. And it skips the hook step if there's nothing to hook. Okay. So could I say hook one and then move it down and then release? I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Move all the way over there. Oh. It only moved one to the side. Okay. Oh wait, there's numbers on them saying how far it goes. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh, why am I so stupid? Oh, the heck, how I'm just too stupid to live. Now I get it. Go all the way to the wall, and come back one, then grab it, move it two to the side, and put it there. Okay. That's a bit of progress. Okay. And yeah, move it two to the side, then release. What happens if I don't tell it to release it? What does it do? You basically get a release for free. No, it remains hooked. Okay. I'm guessing I can probably stack them, right? You can't stack them. Alrighty then. So go right one, go left one, and release. Right, so squarely in sights is the one at the top. So I'm going to have to move some things around here. I can straight up to the back and grab that one. And then just do a single cards program that just drops it right there, because then I'll be able to get past the... made myself a nice little channel there. In fact, I don't even have to put it down, do I? I wonder if I could actually use that as a platform or something. We tempt fate and walk directly under it. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Oh, I was literally just looking at the map. Lay out this place and I still forgot exactly what I'd done. I'm hoping this isn't okay. Okay, today is to do. Prepare the DDKs, needs to enter the laboratory area. Go to the computer room. Go to the computer. I left the DDK in those. Okay. Just carrying them around for no reason. You think they keep these things in like a safe or something and not using them, huh? Man, everyone's got like, you know, mean things to say about this Tom guy. You know he's going to end up being the good guy, right? The whistleblower or something like that. Yeah, this is the room I was in before, definitely, because actually I remember that final line. Let's have a look at the map. Yeah, so we had this room, and I think we want to be on this side of it just for the, I think there was a laser grid. Oh, hello. Bye. Now, there were some doors up on the surface that we hadn't explored and some items we hadn't picked up, so it's not a bad idea to turn around. Let's just open up a new traversal method. Yeah, this game kind of follows a Resident Evil template of opening traversal methods back and forth. You start off with this almost kind of corridor and you start like making it loop back in places. But it seems to do it on... I don't remember Resident Evil having this many opportunities for loop backs. Okay, are we going to get jumped again by pterodactyls? Okay, that isn't a, well, not currently a real door. Okay. We're here, we've been all the way around there. I guess we head back, because it doesn't look like there's any doors connecting sort of the south half and the north half of this map. We're going to have a welcoming party, but we'll be ready for it. Oh, wait, what? 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 Wait. Huh? Didn't we walk on this? Oh, I hope I haven't lost that item. Oh. Well, I guess we have to take the freight elevator down then, huh? Okay, and hopefully these crates haven't rearranged themselves in our absence. Nope, they've remembered where they were. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna sneak past this big boy dinosaur. See that? Flawless. Ah! Oh! Good thing he stopped to scratch his face or something, I don't know. What was the purpose of that? I mean, I guess we've activated the... I guess that gave us more options for traversal, but it's actually removed one at the same time. You guys keep snacking. Yeah, please go into the medical room. Stop reading the door. Stop reading the sign and go in. If you would. But this was a safe area, right? Oh wait, is that a note I haven't read? Nope, it's not. Okay. We can check back in on Rick actually while we're here. Hi Rick. Was he very dead or just dead?
What? Oh, I don't see any signs of Doc here.
Oh, okay. Okay, what items do we have? We have DDKL. Have I seen a DDKL anywhere? Oh yes, take us back into here. Oh. Well, good for him. What was around here? Locker room, the toilet. I don't think either of them had any kind of, you know, anyone in there that we could possibly pilfer a fingerprint from. What was this? This was N. Yeah, we have the disk, but not the code for N. Okay. Oh. That's a nice touch. The character lighting walk under that. Very nice. Oh yeah, this is the office where the fingerprint thing is. And we haven't bumped into the... I was expecting to have the pager kind of like going off or something when we got close to the guy, but... Guess we've not bumped into him. Where else we haven't been in here? So here we can go into the corridor here. And there is another door. I don't think there were any bodies in the lecture hall. There's one we haven't been back to, which is outside. It's just because I got distracted by the side door. I'm curious to see if we can go back and get those items, actually. Oh, good. He snuck past. Yeah, let's see if we can get back to the item that I left on the side. Finish waiting for the door, it's just a massive hole. There it is. I certainly will. Oh, there we go. There's a description there. Okay, I was like, what's the difference between these and the normal bullets? But there is a description right there. I guess it just collapsed. Maybe it's a scripted event where the dinosaurs kind of follow you around the corner and it kind of collapses under the weight, and I just didn't see it because I was just through that door far too quickly. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw a dead body here because I got a health pack off it. That said, I don't think it's that one. I don't hear the pager beeping. Ah! Oh. They've absolutely nailed the tension with that. They really have. You're never quite sure if you're going to get through an encounter like that without taking any damage. Okay, we're pretty sure it's not up this end. There may have been some bodies upstairs. Keep running, just keep running, it'll be fine. It wasn't for that guy, but it's probably because he didn't keep running. Yeah, even though they're faster than you, they stop every few paces, which gives you the great impression that they are going to catch you, even if they're obviously not. Makes it hard to judge whether they... Obviously, if they were just slightly slower than you so that they didn't catch you, wouldn't be any tension to that, but the fact they are faster, it's only because they keep kind of stumbling a bit. Makes it a little bit more uncertain as to whether they're going to catch up to you or not. The reason I come down here is there's this door here, and I don't remember where this connects to. I remember it connects to somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where. Oh, yeah, okay, it's the other side of the laser grid. Okay. Actually, is that hurting them? I'm wondering if that, if this would actually wipe them out with enough, exposure. Let's experiment, shall we? Well, it's certainly not getting any smarter. Feeling okay, Dino Boy? This is kind of how I would solve the problem. No, I don't think it's doing any damage. I think it's just repelling them. But maybe if I walked up to it slowly. Okay, yes, next I'm going to try the upstairs of this place, which is probably just about as difficult to get to from... Even if I went through like the underground or I went through this passageway back here, it's probably about as difficult either way, so I'll just go this way. I don't think there were any bodies in here, were there? Can't hear a pager. I'm going to try the lecture hall, because even though I don't remember there being bodies there, I mean, there could be, and it's a route to the place I'm looking to go. Kind of rough if you found them and they got no hands, they've been bitten off. Gotta go find the dinosaur that ate them and get the hands out. Okay, this corridor is quite rough to get through, so... Oh! Yeah, turn around if you would, love. Oh. Ah! I disagree with your collision capsule. Too large. That was a pretty cool encounter though. I guess it might be this way if they had that kind of scripted event, huh? Or is that just something that can happen? No, I guess it's just something that can happen while you're exploring the base. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yes, we want to get back to the hatch in the ceiling, which is by the vending machines. Okay. Oh, I thought that was one way, but thank God it isn't. I think it's take us out to the bathrooms, and then from there we can pass by... I think it's the save room, and then we're back in the main hall. We can go up the stairs and check out the upstairs from there. Oh, hello. Okay, let's see if this page is going off up here. There was a lot of damage in here, so it's possible it'd be in here. Don't hear it. Ah! Oof. Big colliders, those guys. Have I read that right? Because I could have sworn it said that it was going to continuously dial the pager. My interpretation of that was that meant that I'd be able to just hear it as I'm walking around. I'll have another look. I'll have another read of that whiteboard and see if anything stands out about it. Perhaps it'll mention which sector they worked in or something, which might help me track down where they are. That's by here. Yeah. I don't really know what I'm doing differently, but I seem to be getting bitten less often. Am I just getting a feel for it? Am I getting lucky? I don't know. Down you go. Right, and it's away from the vending machines. And into the dinosaur. The door, go for the door. Okay, I'm going to read this whiteboard again because, yeah, saying there's a memo on the whiteboard. Let's read it. And Paul Baker, Special Aircraft Experiment Room. Okay, but he changed from there to there. Okay, Special Aircraft Experiment Room and third Energy Stabilizer Equipment Room. Have I come across a room like that? I don't think I have. I feel like I might miss. I've either just not stumbled upon the room where this thing happens, or I've misunderstood the puzzle a bit. Okay, so blue room here, and if I head into the corridor, run that way, I can head through the save room and go back downstairs. I feel like whatever we're meant to be doing is probably downstairs. That way we can go up the cargo lift into that area that we discovered and didn't really do much with. It feels like there's something I didn't do there that I was supposed to do. Finally getting a bit of a handle on how this place is laid out though, which is good. Oh, actually, let's go back in the strategy room because I've gone the wrong way. I meant to go into the save room, but I walked straight past it. Nothing else in here, is there? No. Yeah, there was a computer in here saying it had like registers of where all the soldiers were in the base, and like that information would probably be really helpful for someone, mounting a rescue operation. That was like, oh, come on, dude, don't stand in front of the save door. That wasn't cool. No, I don't think it will save. And this is a staircase that takes us back down to the basement. I wonder if we would have gone to a different area if we'd gone with Rick. Okay, lots of tiny ankle biters around here. Yep, leave them in the dust. No, thank you. Yeah, we've got that shutter which came down when Gale was chasing Dr. Kirk. Ain't done much else with that yet. Yes! Have some of that. So I do wonder if maybe there's actually something else with this crane puzzle. Maybe there's something I can reveal. Maybe there's something hidden. Go back up there and have a look through the camera again. Maybe there's a hole underneath one of these that'll be revealed by the, yeah, maybe there is. Can I walk across these? No. Oh, did it reset the, oh, no, I just can't operate the crane anymore. Okay. Also, the crate that I had in the kind of crane, on the crane hook has just disappeared, which is interesting. Wait, I left this elevator at the top. I don't see a control panel on this side of the door. And yes, it's at the bottom somehow. Okay, fair enough. Oh no, I can't have left it at the top. Because I wouldn't have been able to get over the gap. Okay. Okay, so look at the map for this section again. So we are... This door over here doesn't open. And over here we have sort of a control room. Don't think had a whole lot in it, did it? Tom. That's the Tom that everyone's been ragging on. The new guy. Must be untrustworthy because he's a new guy. And this loops back around to the puzzle we've already solved. I'm just going to have a quick check in there, see if there's anything else I might have missed. Ah! Oh, does this push the side? It does! And we didn't get anything, you know, world-changing from it, but we got something. Oh, probably didn't go to actually read the instructions for us to solve the puzzle, huh? Anything else in here? Well, at least we got an item out of it, so that wasn't a complete waste of time. We can use that to make some darts, I think. Oh, hang on, you want to go to mix? Not made a huge amount of progress this session, mostly just walked around in circles. I might look up the pager thing because in my head that seems like an obvious kind of thing that, you know, activating the pager means that there's going to be a body somewhere going ping, 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 ping. I mean, like, you know, that's the whole point of the pager. And if we're looking for a person, then paging them would be a great way of finding them. So it's a bit mystifying to me that I haven't just stumbled upon them walking around. Structurally, I'm not sure what this large size elevator is really for. You know, within kind of like a game design context, like there must be a reason that we've basically just cut off one access route and built another one. I think there's a lot of controls on it, but given it's just basically up and down, huh? Let's go this way. Let's go up for the yeah, for the power room thing. Does this button do anything? Nope. I think I've done that every time I've come down here. I guess it's possible I sequence broke it by activating the pager before I'd done the other steps in this kind of... I can't imagine that would be a sequence break, especially in a game that was, you know, this well put together otherwise. Are there any rooms I haven't been back to? I haven't been back to the locker room, but I guess I could go back in there and see if there's a body in there. Is the brass still warm? Yes. Oh, that felt pretty good, I'll be honest. Bye, dinosaur. Okay, yeah, we can follow this passageway all the way around to the locker room. Yep, that's where we want to be. Okay. Will we be able to hear a pager in here? No. Because that's every single room we can get access to at the moment, right? I guess we haven't been back to the communications room, but... I feel like we've been everywhere that we can go. I'm going to have to look this up after this, because only a few more minutes tonight. I definitely feel like I'm missing something about that page, because it just seems like a nice logical sort of puzzle to me. Yeah, that you need to find someone, you find the pager, activate it, and listen out for them. This one's N, isn't it? No, is it L? Is this one L? Wait, have I seriously just like completely failed to notice I could unlock this door this whole time? Okay, item... Let's have a look on the map, see if there's any other locked doors, because it's possible that we have the key for it and I just haven't been using it. That one all the way in the back of there, in the back of the operations room, that's an elevator that we need to upgrade the ID code for, remember that one. There are two locked doors in this chamber up here. This one's currently picked out in blue, and one of them needs the entrance key and one of them requires DDK we don't have. And then I can see in this corridor here, which is the one with the vending machines in it, there is a locked door at the end of it, and I don't remember finding a way into there. I think it was locked from the other side. And what's in this room? I'm pretty sure there's actually a grate, kind of like right where I've got the controller there. So I can't get to those two locked doors. I can't get to that locked door because there's no link between the top and bottom halves of that. Yeah, that basically leaves only that one locked door, which is all the way in the back of there. So I need to head to the bathroom. Yeah, I need to head to the bathroom and see if I can cross. Yeah, use the duct, get to the vending machines and see if we can do something with the door at the end of that corridor. I shall also just save, because obviously I picked up some items while I was exploring. I think it also took some damage, but you know. We'll just have a little explore. Right, trying to get jumped by a dinosaur. Honestly, just general good life advice. Up you go. Right, this corridor's pretty dangerous. Just something about it, I always seem to get jumped in it, so... It's a good chance we'll just, tank a bunch of damage here, but it's not such a big deal because we're ending in a minute anyway, and we've just saved. Okay, what's this door down here? Is it locked from the other side? Ow! Ow! Yeah, it's locked from the other side. Okay, well, we made some progress. I'm gonna go look up what that pager thing is because I'm pretty sure there should be someone with a pager going beep, 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 and then I know which corpse to scan for the fingerprint to reprogram the ID card. In the meantime, have a good evening and I'll see you tomorrow.